The archaeological investigation of the Mayan settlement has focused on visible monumental structures. However, much of Mayan daily life occurred in spaces that are now invisible, submerged under the sea. On the south coast of Belize, a team of researchers has reconstructed a lost settlement underwater, offering new perspectives on domestic architecture and the economy of the late Classic period. Before continuing, we invite you to subscribe to the channel and give like to the video. Your support is fundamental to continue sharing interesting content about archaeology and ancient civilizations. Now, we will explore the fascinating site of Chalk Ayin in the lagoon of Punta Icacos. Chalk Ayin is an example of how the rise of the sea level during the Holocene flooded inhabited spaces. This residential complex was part of a productive system specialized in salt production, a key resource for Maya populations both coastal and inland. This research highlights the importance of natural resources in the daily life of the Maya. The coast of Belize, with its salt and mangrove lagoons, was in ancient times a dynamic space of human occupation. As the sea level went up, many areas were flooded, hiding settlements that did not have stone architecture. This process has led to many important sites being left out of the archaeological record. In Punta Icacos, the mangrove peat has allowed the conservation of organic materials, especially wooden poles. These remains have provided valuable information about the layout of buildings built with perishable materials. This finding reveals how domestic architecture adapted to a lagoon environment. Archaeologists have analyzed more than 50 wooden poles in Chalk Ayin, allowing the reconstruction of several structures organized around an open space. These buildings, although without stone foundations, show a planning of the domestic space adapted to the environment. The main occupation is between the 7th and 8th centuries AD. One of the buildings was identified as the main residence, while others functioned as specialized spaces. This functional differentiation is reflected in the distribution of posts and associated materials, indicating a diversified use of space within the community. The most prominent feature of Chalk Ayin is its link with salt production, an essential resource for diet and food conservation. The inhabitants of the settlement were involved in a specialized domestic production system, highlighting the importance of the economy based on local resources. The ceramic set recovered in the lagoon is varied, with containers for salt production and storage. These findings reinforce the idea that Chalk Ayin was a permanent home and not just a place of production. Local and foreign ceramics indicate participation in wider exchange networks. In addition to ceramics, the material record includes stone and wood tools. These tools were used in complementary economic activities, such as fish processing and food preparation. The preservation of wood objects has enriched our knowledge of the daily life of this coastal community. The case of Chalk Ayin highlights the limitations of traditional methods to study the Mayan population. Underwater archaeology allows to include in historical analysis communities that would otherwise be excluded. This approach opens new possibilities to reinterpret the flooded coastal landscapes of Mesoamerica.